Founded in 1950, Central Indiana Orthopedics began its tradition of offering compassionate expert treatment for patients with bone, joint, and muscle injuries and conditions. CIO doctors and staff continue that tradition today and provide specialized care in the following areas: ankle, back, elbow, foot, hand, hip, joint replacement and revision, knee, neck, physical medicine and rehabilitation, shoulder, spine, sports medicine, and wrist. CIO has locations in Anderson, Elwood, Fishers, Marion, Muncie, and Portland. The Anderson, Muncie, and Fishers offices also have walk-in clinics for acute injuries less than 2 weeks old, which do not require a referral or appointment. The doctors and specialized staff of CIO proudly serve as the official team doctors for Taylor University, as well as several area high schools and universities. To make an appointment or find out other information about Central Indiana Orthopedics, they can be reached at 800-622-6575 or at ciocenter.com.
Leading off for Taylor, left fielder Wyatt Whitman.
Starter on the mound today for Manchester, number 42, Greg Overpeck, sophomore right-hander out of Rockville, Indiana. The left fielder Wyatt Whitman will lead things off for TU here this afternoon. No score as we start the bottom half of the first inning. This is a ground ball to the left side, fielded, fired. It'll pull the first baseman off the bag, and Whitman is in there safe. And that'll be a throwing error on the third baseman, Joe Henschel. Wyatt went 5 for 5 yesterday with a home run, 2 doubles, and 5 runs scored. And that'll bring up Josh Lane, who swung the bat much better here as of late for the Trojans. First one to the outside corner. Lane will take for a called strike. Overpeck appearing in his 7th game of the year, starting his first. An 0-1 overall record. Has now thrown in 9 2/3 innings this season. And he quickly moves ahead 0-2 to Josh Lane. Lane came into the week batting .352. And the 0-2 slider will miss away. First ball to the shortstop, Josh Lane. 56 hits coming into the week for Lane. Second on the team with teammate Jared Atkins with 14 doubles. Pickoff attempt over to first. And Whitman, who stole a base yesterday, dives back. He's 24 for 26 on the bases here this season. A ball and 2 strikes to Lane. Runner goes, and that'll be a foul ball. Dropped by the catcher, Matt Pritz. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner at first, nobody out. No score, bottom half of the first inning. Overpeck out of the stretch. And the breaking ball away to the righty Lane evens it up at 2-2. Taggart on deck, the third baseman today. Tanner Watson, the DH, to follow. Then Weiss, Atkins, Kennedy, Lawson, and Alex Sanders. The 2-2, swing and a miss, tipped in the glove. Whitman trying to steal second. A good throw down there. And that'll be a strike him out, throw him out. 2 outs here for the Trojans here in the bottom half of the first as Lane strikes out and they catch Whitman trying to steal second. So nobody on now with 2 gone for the third baseman today, Nathan Taggart.
Third baseman Nathan Taggart.
No score, bottom of the first for the Trojans. We'll see what Taggart can do here at the plate. Nathan came into the week the Trojans' best bat. Still that now batting .406. Dipped below the 400 mark last week after a rough couple of series. Comes in batting .406. Came into the week with 73 hits and a team best 18 doubles. The 1-1 bounced in from Overpeck. And it makes it 2 balls and a strike. Taggart slugging .556. Team leading 53 runs batted in. Homered yesterday, also had a double as well. The 2-1 from Overpeck. He'll swing and miss at a breaking ball low, and that evens it up at 2-2. 2 outs, nobody on for Taylor here in the bottom of the first. Game set to go the full 9 innings here today as the Trojans get their final prep work in against another opponent before Friday's Crossroads League tournament. 3-2 now to the third baseman, Taggart, with the DH, Tanner Watson, waiting on deck. Payoff pitch, and Taggart will stay alive on the foul ball. And the laughter down below means that foul ball came eerily close to somebody's automobile. Overpeck out of the windup, shakes off the first sign, likes the second, and here comes the Taggart. Another foul ball to the net, this time behind the backstop. Full slate of tournament games here on the TU campus starting tomorrow. At the outside corner, that one will just miss from Overpeck, and it's a 2-out walk for Nathan Taggart. Taylor Softball will host one of the 2 pods for tomorrow's first day of the Crossroads League softball tournament. They play at noon against Mount Vernon Nazarene, and then the baseball team, as we mentioned, will be coming here and hosting the entire Crossroads League tournament starting on Friday, weather permitting, of course. Tanner Watson, who went really deep yesterday at Grace for a home run, steps in right here. Tanner now batting .353 after belting his second home run of the year. Bumped that average up to .353. First one in there, second one misses. Tanner batting .353, slugging .453. We'll see what TU can do here with 2 outs and Taggart, the man over there at first after the walk. Ground ball to the left side of the infield past the 2 diving men over there. And now it's first and second here for TU with 2 gone for Sam Weiss. First hit of the day for TU. So 2 outs and 2 on for Weiss. .56 hits, now batting .329 on the year. And takes the first one for a strike. Sam with now 2 home runs on the year after going deep yesterday. The 0-1. Curveball from Overpeck, nicely thrown to the inside half of the plate, and that puts Weiss down 0-2. Taggart, a 2-out walk. He stands at second. And then the 2-out single for the DH Watson. An opportunity to run today with no courtesy runner as he's not the catcher. He stands at first. Weiss trying to go opposite way with it. That one low at the knees off the end of the bat and foul over the chain link fence. Two outs, 2 on, no score. For Sam Weiss, the Taylor center fielder. To the outside corner, and that off-speed pitch makes it 1-2. Jared Atkins waits on deck for the Trojans. Today's right fielder. The 1-2 to Weiss. Curveball sits on it, and that one will be off the end of the bat and foul to our right. TU and Manchester here today. Final regular season game for the Trojans before Friday's Crossroads League tournament. 4 games Friday, 4 games Saturday. No one eliminated before Saturday in the double elimination tournament. Overpeck will pivot off the mound. Nobody covering, so Taggart will calmly just jog back to the bag. Good crowd on hand with temperature in the low 80s. Cool breeze coming in out towards left center field. Weiss off the end of the bat towards the outfield. Right center field gap with 2 outs. They'll wave Taggart in from second. He'll score standing up. Same thing for Watson as Weiss will check in at second base. Watson slides safe on a good relay throw there, and Weiss with a 2-out double to the right center field gap, and Taylor leads 2-0 here in the bottom half of the first. Atkins collected 3 hits yesterday as he bats for the first time as the Trojans won 24-8 yesterday against Grace. And Weiss, a good base stealer, stands over at second. 2-0 the Taylor lead, and the first one to Atkins to the outside corner for a called strike. Jared batting .284 after the good performance last night. Started the week at .276. Jared, the 6th batter of the inning. That one covered up by the catcher, Matt Pritz. And the count levels at 1-1. So Weiss at second after the 2 RBI double. Trojans lead 2-0 here in this bottom half of the first. The last 3 men have reached base safely after the strike him out, throw him out after Whitman reached on a leadoff error here in the bottom of the first. 1-1, and Atkins will pop it up to the parking lot to our right. And that makes the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Overpeck out of the stretch. Nobody covering Weiss at second. And then Atkins will send this one towards deep center field. It will get out of here over those left center field trees. Second game in a row for a home run for Jared Atkins. And Taylor, a 2-out rally here in the bottom of the first. The 2-run shot from Atkins, last year's Crossroads League Player of the Year, makes it 4-0 Trojans here in the bottom of the first as they go for their program best 41st victory this season. Fourth home run for Atkins. 30 runs batted in now on the year for the senior. Three hits here in the inning for TU, 4 runs. And all started with that 2-out walk to Taggart as the first baseman Andrew Kennedy steps in for the first time. Curveball from Overpeck to the outside corner, called for strike 1. Then a strike him out, throw him out, Lane at the plate. Whitman thrown out trying to steal second, and looked to be a rough start to the bottom of the first here for the Trojans, but that walk to Taggart, a single through the left side from Tanner Watson, the double from Weiss, and the home run from Atkins. The last 4 at-bats here for TU as fans continue to fill the bleachers down below us. And the 2-1 upstairs to the Taylor first baseman Kennedy makes it 3-1. Andrew, the sophomore, batting .322, slugging .463. 11 doubles and a pair of home runs. He fouls off the 3-1 to make the count full. And the 3-2 swung on and missed by Kennedy, and that ends things here in the bottom of the first. But a 2 RBI double from Weiss and a 2-run homer from Jared Atkins and giving Taylor a 4-0 lead here through 1 inning of play. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Central Indiana Orthopedics began its tradition of offering compassionate expert treatment for patients with bone, joint, and muscle injuries and conditions. CIO doctors and staff continue that tradition today and provide specialized care in the following areas: ankle, back,
elbow, foot, hand, hip, joint replacement and revision, knee, neck, physical medicine and rehabilitation, shoulder, spine, sports medicine, and wrist. CIO has locations in Anderson, Elwood, Fishers, Marion, Muncie, and Portland. The Anderson, Muncie, and Fishers offices also have walk-in clinics for acute injuries less than 2 weeks old, which do not require a referral or appointment. The doctors and specialized staff of CIO proudly serve as the official team doctors for Taylor University, as well as several area high schools and universities. To make an appointment or find out other information about Central Indiana Orthopedics, they can be reached at 800-622-6575 or at ciocenter.com. So Eric Knepper, the left fielder, will lead things off after the Gallatin was caught stealing. He'll try to bunt into the shift of the third base side. It'll be fielded in play by Lane, and that'll be a single to lead things off from Gallatin. The Trojans move Nathan Taggart all the way to the right side of the infield, and wisely done there by Knepper to place a bunt opposite way for the left-handed bat. There's a second hit of the day for Manchester as they trail 4-0 here top of 2.
Now batting the catcher, Matt Fritz.
Trevor Booth getting his first start here this season. Curveball to the inside half, that one upstairs. And it's ball 1 to the catcher, Matt Pritz. Junior out of LaPorte, Indiana. Comes into the day batting .241. 13 hits, 2 doubles. Playing in just his... Excuse me, those are his league stats. This one to the left side. There's Taggart. Lead runner out at second, trying to turn the 5-4-3 double play, and the Trojans do just that. 2 outs here at the top of the second as Taylor turns 2 for the first time here this afternoon.
Now batting third baseman Joe Henschel.
So 2 outs, nobody on for Joe Henschel. Third baseman today, utility player, freshman from Huntertown, Indiana. Inside fastball from Booth, ball 1. This one popped up, foul territory. Everybody hustles after it, then watches it sail over their heads and out of play. A ball and a strike to Henschel. Henschel playing in his 15th game of the year, 12 hits coming in, a batting average of .316 with 2 doubles and 2 home runs. Second pitch called for a strike. It's 1-2 with nobody on. And this one grounded to the right side. Just out of the reach of Kennedy, that'll bounce into right field. Third hit of the afternoon for Manchester, and they get a man on here with 2 outs in the top half of the second. So Isaiah Knight-Narrison, sophomore from Fort Wayne, batting for the first time here this afternoon. First baseman today for Manchester. He's playing in just his 13th game of the year. 10 hits, 27 at-bats, an average of .370. First pitch, a strike from Booth. Out of the stretch, the righty deals another curveball, and this one up the middle. Lane charges, fields into stomach, flips it up high to Lawson, his high school chum. And Manchester will leave one on here as we played an inning and a half. It's 4-0 Taylor from Winterholder Field. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network. Founded in 1950, Central Indiana Orthopedics began its tradition of offering compassionate expert treatment for patients with bone, joint, and muscle injuries and conditions. CIO doctors and staff continue that tradition today and provide specialized care in the following areas: ankle, back, elbow, foot, hand, hip, joint replacement and revision, knee, neck, physical medicine and rehabilitation, shoulder, spine, sports medicine, and wrist. CIO has locations in Anderson, Elwood, Fishers, Marion, Muncie, and Portland. The Anderson, Muncie, and Fishers offices also have walk-in clinics for acute injuries less than 2 weeks old, which do not require a referral or appointment. The doctors and specialized staff of CIO proudly serve as the official team doctors for Taylor University, as well as several area high schools and universities. To make an appointment or find out other information about Central Indiana Orthopedics, they can be reached at 800-622-6575 or at ciocenter.com.
Bottom of the second, Taylor leading 4-0. Brett Lawson, the traditional starting third baseman for the Trojans for most of the year, at second base today. He leads things off here in the bottom of the second inning. As Alex Sanders, the catcher, waits on deck. And then back to the top of the order we go, and Wyatt Whitman. 1-1 to Lawson. And that one gets away, bouncing to the backstop, 2-1. League season not over for the Crossroads League, a doubleheader going on today between Grace and Goshen. That will actually determine who the Trojans will play in that first round, or that first day of the Crossroads League tournament on Friday. Lawson will swing and miss. It's 2-2. Trojans right now scheduled to play that 1 o'clock game as the number 2 overall seed. 2-2 curveball. Lawson will ground it up the middle. A field and a fire. And there's one gone as Lawson tried to leg that out and almost got his foot caught on the first base bag. One out for TU, bottom of the second. That'll bring up Alex Sanders.
Yes, sir, we on 100 right now. I'm on 100. Yeah, I said I'm on 100 right now. We on 100.
How about the catcher, Alex Sanders?
Alex starting in his first game today behind the plate. Appearing in his 15th or 14th game of the year. Make it his 15th, actually. And the first one away from Overbeck for a ball. Sanders is a big auto racing fan. He had his eyes tuned towards the open test of the new chassis for the IndyCar Series as they get ready for the 102nd Indy 500 coming up over Memorial Day weekend. 1-0, and Sanders will smoke this thing to left field, and that thing's going to get out of here as Sanders goes deep in his first start of the season, and the Trojans lead 5-0 on Sanders' line drive shot over the left field fence. The team waiting patiently to mob him. He hits home plate. He's going to go pick up his bat. He comes over. Whitman, the first one to greet him. And now his teammates are going to mob him as he goes right into the dugout. Solo bomb for Alex Sanders. And the Trojans now lead 5-0 here in the bottom of the second inning.
Left fielder Wyatt Whitman.
So back to the top of the order we go. Sanders, the junior from Columbus, Ohio. High fives all around for his family and friends down below us. And the first one to Whitman, a ball. Curveball, away, ball 2. Wyatt reached on the air his first time up, then got caught stealing in that strike him out, throw him out, and ending it go. 5-0 the Taylor lead. The home run by Sanders, the first of the season for him. 4th hit of the day for TU. And the third one misses. 3 balls, no strikes. Taken down the middle. Off speed for a strike. Wyatt comes into the day batting .332. Started the week at .314, but a 5-for-5 day at 24 hours ago. That'll help out the old average. Fouls a 3-1 to the backstop, and now the count full. 1 out, nobody on. Solo homer for Sanders. This put Taylor up 5-0. This one popped up right side of the park. And that one will dive in fair territory. And Whitman will slide into second. A hustling play there by the first baseman, Isaiah Knight-Narrison. Tried to dive up that right field foul line. Couldn't haul it in, and so Whitman hustles over to second. 4th extra base hit for the Trojans today. Their extra base hits 4 out of their 5 total hits. And a runner back in scoring position for TU for Josh Lane with 1 gone.
Now batting shortstop Josh Lane.
Lane 0 for 1 today, striking out, swinging his first time up. As fans continue to file into the bleachers down below us. It's ball 1 on the first pitch, bouncing in. Whitman, though, stays over there at second. Good cover by the catcher, Pritz. He's already thrown 1 man out today. A fastball that Lane will golf into right field. There's his first hit of the day. Whitman will be waved around from second. Then they hit the brakes hard. Rounding first and then diving back will be Lane. Men at the corners here for the Trojans. 1 out, bottom of 2, and that brings up Nathan Taggart, the third baseman.
Now batting third baseman Nathan Taggart.
First and third for the man batting over 400 again, Nathan Taggart. First one high and away to the outside part of the plate, 1-0. And now joining the fun down there, getting a front row seat, the namesake, or his family's namesake for the field, former Taylor baseball head coach Larry Winterholder. No hat for the coach today, working on the tan down there in the front row. 2-0 to Taggart, walked his first time up. He's got men at the corners here with 1 out. Infield playing in slightly. Third one, and Taggart will pop it up. And that one out of here, landing on top of the Manchester dugout. 2-1. A win today by the Trojans would set the all-time single-season wins mark. 40 ties the mark set by the 2016 ball club. And before today's announcement of the Trojans going back to the national tournament, was the last team in TU baseball history to go to the national stage. 2 balls and a strike to Taggart. Overpeck will check on Lane over at first. Lane 21 for 24 stolen bases this year. Overpeck again, back over to first, and Lane will dive back. Taylor with 4 men with at least 20 steals on the year. 2 of them on the bases right now, and Lane and Whitman. The leader is Jared Atkins with 29. Kyle Kelsheimer, no slouch, he has 23. Swing and a miss as Taggart will miss one on the outside corner. That evens it up at 2 apiece. 5-0 the Taylor lead. A solo home run from Alex Sanders here in this bottom of the second, has putting Taylor up by the 5-0 margin. 2-2 to Taggart, 1 gone, men at the corners. He gets a piece of that one to the outside corner, staying alive. Taggart's 2-out walk, an inning ago, kick-started the Trojans' 4-run bottom of the first. And here's Overpeck out of the stretch. Righty-on-righty matchup. Deals a 2-2, and that thing is just destroyed. That's going to land on the track behind the left field fence. And Taggart with a 3-run moonshot. And the Trojans have taken an 8-0 lead. Their second home run of the inning, their 3rd home run in their first 2 times at the plate. And Taggart tattooed that one, landing on the George Glass Track and Field Complex track. Good night. It wasn't a question if he get out of here. It was a question of how far it would go. And now some poor soul for Taylor's got to jog all the way down there to the track to retrieve the home run ball by Nathan Taggart. And that will be it for Overpeck, the starting pitcher for Manchester. 8-0 lead for the Trojans. They put up 4 runs here in their first 2 times up. We'll introduce you to the new Manchester pitcher when we come back from this commercial break.
Founded in 1950, Central Indiana Orthopedics began its tradition of offering compassionate expert treatment for patients with bone, joint, and muscle injuries and conditions. CIO doctors and staff continue that tradition today and provide specialized care in the following areas: ankle, back, elbow, foot, hand, hip, joint replacement and revision, knee, neck, physical medicine and rehabilitation, shoulder, spine, sports medicine, and wrist. CIO has locations in Anderson, Elwood, Fishers, Marion, Muncie, and Portland. The Anderson, Muncie, and Fishers offices also have walk-in clinics for acute injuries less than 2 weeks old, which do not require a referral or appointment. The doctors and specialized staff of CIO proudly serve as the official team doctors for Taylor University, as well as several area high schools and universities. To make an appointment or find out other information about Central Indiana Orthopedics, they can be reached at 800-62... New pitcher in for Manchester, number 12, Jacob Van Pelt, freshman from Parker City, Indiana, a graduate of Delta High School. That's just down the road in Muncie. Van Pelt appearing in his 8th game. He has a 1-1 overall record, an ERA of 6.94. And the first man he'll face here today is Tanner Watson. Count 2-0 in Tanner's favor. He walked and scored his first time up. Two home runs here in the inning for TU. And the third one to Watson makes it 2-1. Solo homer from Sanders and a 3-run homer from Taggart have chased the starter Overpeck off the hill. One out, bottom of the second. Taylor up 8-0. A well-hit ball left side. Knocked down, thrown over to first. They get the speedy Watson out by a step. Nice play there from Joe Henschel, the third baseman. And it looks like Brett Lawson starting to warm up for Taylor in the bullpen down to our left. As you heard in our pregame interview with head coach Kyle Gould, the Trojans will be trotting out a handful of different pitchers here today as they all try to get ready, get their arms all set up and ready for the Crossroads League tournament here at the end of the week. 2 outs, nobody on for Sam Weiss. Two RBI double for Sam his first time up. Put Taylor up 2-0. He's got nobody on and 2 outs here. Count 1-1. Sam was the starting center fielder back as a sophomore in 2016. He'll rip this one down the left field line, and that'll bounce in for a hit, bouncing all the way to the fence. So Sam, with back-to-back extra base hits, he easily coasts in to second base. So 2 doubles and 2 at-bats for 19 and White. The Trojans have another man on here with 2 outs. They put up 4 with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. We'll see how many they can try to matriculate here, this bottom half of the second.
Right fielder, Jared Atkins.
Taylor with 8 hits today, 6 have gone for extra bases, and 3 have left the complex. One of those from the man at the plate, Jared Atkins. His took down a tree limb behind the left center field fence. And Jared, the 8th batter of the inning here in the bottom of the second. Pops it up with 2 outs. And that one carries out of here, lands on the parking lot just behind a little girl. So a strike to Atkins. 2-run homer of the left field fence his first time up. And the Trojans lead 8-0, putting up 4 spots in their first 2 times up at the plate. Fastball from the new pitcher Van Pelt makes it 1-1. And Atkins will line this one into left. Is it going to get out of here again? And that one's a line drive home run. And Atkins 2 for 2 with 2 2-run home runs. And it's 10-0 Taylor here in the bottom of the second as Atkins has had 3 home runs over his last 2 games. 2 for 2 going deep here this afternoon. And that pushes his season total up to 5. Set the single-season home run mark a year ago. And that's the 3rd Taylor home run here this bottom of the second.
First baseman Andrew Kennedy.
Kennedy goes after the first one here. As Taylor has put up 6 runs here in the bottom of the second. 5 via the long ball. A curveball Kennedy will be way in front of, and it's now 0-2 after the foul ball. Actually, all runs here in this inning via the home run. A 3-run homer from Taggart, 2 from Atkins, and then a solo 1 from Sanders to get everything going. 0-2 to Kennedy, and the curveball will bounce in from Van Pelt, 1-2. Andrew, the 9th batter of the inning here for the home side. The 1-2 with 2 outs. Curveball again. That one too far inside from Van Pelt. And Kennedy has worked the count full, 2-2. Brett Lawson on deck, 2-2. That one a bouncer up the middle, and that will bounce into center field. Kennedy gets his first hit of the day. And the Trojans will bat around here in the bottom of the second, bringing Lawson up for the second time.
Now batting second baseman Brett Lawson.
So Lawson bats for the second time here in the second inning. Grounded out to the shortstop his first time up. He will swing and miss at a fastball upstairs, and that's strike 1. 6 runs, all via the long ball here in this bottom of the second. Taylor put up 4 their first time up, and Lawson falls behind 0-2. Van Pelt trying to get out of the inning here. He's responsible for the 2 runs on the homer from Atkins. The first 8 all assigned to the starting pitcher Overpeck. Final tune-up for the Trojans before they open up the Crossroads League tournament on Friday. 1-2. Lawson to the left side. Knocked down. Dropped over to second. That one a wild throw. Everybody's safe. And now Kennedy will set his sights on third base. And he goes in. A fielder's choice will put Lawson at first. A throwing error keeps our bottom of the second going. And that'll bring up Alex Sanders, who went deep earlier in this inning.
Yes, sir, we on 100 right now. I'm on 100. Yes, sir, I'm on 100 right now. We on 100.
So first and third for Sanders.
Alex Sanders.
Belted his first home run of the season. With 1 out here earlier in the inning as the Trojans bat around. Sanders, the 11th batter of the inning for those wearing white. Tries to get his second home run in as many at-bats. Will foul tip that one to the glove, 0-1. Alex started the day with just 1 hit, 1 for 6. That'll help out the old batting average with the home run. And the second one away evens it up at a ball and a strike. So Taylor, after scoring 4 runs in the bottom of the first with 2 outs, have scored 2 with 2 outs here in the second and threatening once again. 1-1 to Sanders. He pops this one up to the infield. Underneath of it's Christian Smith, the second baseman, and there's out number 3. 3 home runs for Taylor there in the bottom of the second as they put 11 men to the plate. Solo from Alex Sanders, 3 runs from Taggart, and 2 from Jared Atkins. And after 2 innings, the Trojans are up 10-0. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Founded in 1950, Central Indiana Orthopedics began its tradition of offering compassionate expert treatment for patients with bone, joint, and muscle injuries and conditions. CIO doctors and staff continue that tradition today and provide specialized care in the following areas: ankle, back, elbow, foot, hand, hip, joint replacement and revision, knee, neck, physical medicine and rehabilitation, shoulder, spine, sports medicine, and wrist. CIO has locations in Anderson, Elwood, Fishers, Marion, Muncie, and Portland. The Anderson, Muncie, and Fishers offices also have walk-in clinics for acute injuries less than 2 weeks old, which do not require a referral or appointment. The doctors and specialized staff of CIO proudly serve as the official team doctors for Taylor University, as well as several area high schools and universities. To make an appointment or find out other information about Central Indiana Orthopedics, they can be reached at 800-622-6575 or at ciocenter.com.
Two innings in the books. Taylor up 10-0 as Trevor Booth remains on the mound here for the Trojans. Leading off will be Alex Terziek, the center fielder. The lefty against the righty Booth now goes ahead 2-0. To Trezak. Now it's 3-0. Big crowd here on hand tonight. A lot of students have made their way over here, and you don't question their reasoning. It's 83 degrees outside, or it was earlier today. And Booth comes down the middle with an off speed to make it 3-1. What a perfect excuse to come out and watch a baseball game to delay your studies or your last end of the semester projects. That's really the reason why they're all here. It's to cheer on the team, but also, you know, gives you an excuse to get outside, and Trezak will rip one into right field, a single for him. Fourth one of the afternoon for Manchester, and they have their first leadoff man on here this afternoon. Make it their second.
How about a shortstop, Michael Narski?
So one on for the shortstop, Michael Panarski. Pinstripe white pants for Manchester today. Pickoff attempt over to first from Booth. Dark gray jerseys, black numbers, black letters trimmed in gold. And Taylor, of course, in the home traditional whites. Covered up by the catcher, Sanders. That's ball one to Panarski. Playing in game number 29 of the year is number 13 in gray. 20 hits and 91 at-bats, an average of 220. And the second one in there for strike one. 5 doubles, a triple, and a home run. Third one, curveball. Panarski looks away. Now it's 2-1. Tyler LaFollette, the right fielder, waits on deck. And the 2-1. Ground ball left side. Taggart smothers it up, keeps it down, throws from his knees to second to get the out over there. Unable to turn another 5-4-3 double play. They get the lead runner out. One gone here in the top of the third for Manchester. They trail by 10.
How about a right fielder, Tyler LaFollette?
So the right fielder, LaFollette. And the first one's a ball. Top of the third, Manchester down 10-0. The Trojans have hit 4 home runs here today. Diving stop by Taggart at third. Over to second. Will Lawson get his foot down in time? Yeah, he did. A slow delayed call there from our field umpire, but a nice stop there by Taggart over at third. And there's out number 2 for Manchester here in the top half of the third inning. We saw Taggart make a diving stop to keep the game going for Taylor up at Spring Arbor a couple of weeks ago. If not, that would have brought home the game-winning run for the Cougars. Instead, the diving stop by Taggart at first up there in Michigan kept the game rolling up there at SAU. Fastball snagged by Sanders off the turf. And it's the second baseman, Christian Smith, who flew out to Wieston Center, his only time up so far tonight. And Booth's curveball too far up high. And it's 2-0. 10 hits, 10 runs for TU. And they're up 10-0. They've out-hit Manchester 10-4. Off the end of the bat, that one a pop up to Atkins and right. Sunglasses down, backpedaling, camps underneath. And there's out number 3. We head to the bottom of the third. Taylor up by 10. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Founded in 1950, Central Indiana Orthopedics began its tradition of offering compassionate expert treatment for patients with bone, joint, and muscle injuries and conditions. CIO doctors and staff continue that tradition today and provide specialized care in the following areas: ankle, back, elbow, foot, hand, hip, joint replacement and revision, knee, neck, physical medicine and rehabilitation, shoulder, spine, sports medicine, and wrist. CIO has locations in Anderson, Elwood, Fishers, Marion, Muncie, and Portland. The Anderson, Muncie, and Fishers offices also have walk-in clinics for acute injuries less than 2 weeks old, which do not require a referral or appointment. The doctors and specialized staff of CIO proudly serve as the official team doctors for Taylor University, as well as several area high schools and universities. To make an appointment or find out other information about Central Indiana Orthopedics, they can be reached at 800-622-6575 or at ciocenter.com.
Top of the order up here for TU. Wyatt Whitman will lead it off. And the first one for a strike from Jacob Van Pelt as he starts his first full inning of work. Some new pitchers warming up for TU in the bullpen to our left. Whitman will send this one skyward. Matt Prince, the catcher, hustling, and he makes a catch in foul ground in front of the Taylor dugout. One gone for TU. That'll bring up Josh Lane, the shortstop. Lane 1 for 2 tonight. Struck out his first time up, then singled and scored in the second. Taylor has scored at least 4 runs their first 2 times up. They're up 10-0. Ball 1 to Lane. Second one from Van Pelt. And Lane will pop this one up. Right side of the diamond. Knight Narrison called off. The second baseman, Christian Smith, is there for the catch. And the Trojans, 2 outs on the board here in this bottom half of the third, and danger of being retired in order for the first time here tonight. Two outs, no one on for Nathan Taggart. First one, a strike. He's one of the 3 make it 4 Trojans to hit a home run tonight. And now he's down 0-2. Nathan going deep his last time up. 3-run homer that chased Craig Overpeck off the mound, the starter. The 0-2 from Van Pelt, his reliever. Ground ball right side, just past the diving Smith at second. And Taggart, 3 at-bats or 3 times to the plate. And he's now reached all 3 times. A single, the home run, and now a walk. And Taylor puts another base runner on here with 2 outs, something they've been able to do each of their 3 times to the plate here so far tonight. This is also good for TU. The previous 2 times Nathan Taggart has gotten on safely, he has come around to score. Curveball to Watson. The DH tonight misses away. Tanner 1 for 2. He followed that 2-out walk by Taggart in the first with a single. To that 4-run bottom of the first rolling for the purple and gold. Two 2-0 to Watson to start. Van Pelt out of the stretch, and then Watson will sky this one up. Penarski, the shortstop, ranging back and makes the catch for out number 3. Taylor Strands 1. First time they've not been able to score any runs here in the game so far. 3 innings in the books, and Taylor up 10-0. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Founded in 1950, Central Indiana Orthopedics began its tradition of offering compassionate expert treatment for patients with bone, joint, and muscle injuries and conditions. CIO doctors and staff continue that tradition today and provide specialized care in the following areas: ankle, back, elbow, foot, hand, hip, joint replacement and revision, knee, neck, physical medicine and rehabilitation, shoulder, spine, sports medicine, and wrist. CIO has locations in Anderson, Elwood, Fishers, Marion, Muncie, and Portland. The Anderson, Muncie, and Fishers offices also have walk-in clinics for acute injuries less than 2 weeks old, which do not require a referral or appointment. The doctors and specialized staff of CIO proudly serve as the official team doctors for Taylor University, as well as several area high schools and universities. To make an appointment or find out other information about Central Indiana Orthopedics, they can be reached at 800-622-6575 or at ciocenter.com.
Three innings in the books here from Winter Holder Field. Taylor makes their first call to the bullpen tonight. It'll be the freshman right-hander Brendan Booby. And he fires a fastball upstairs out of the zone to Joe Gallatin, the DH, for a ball. Brendan, a 3.68 ERA, 1-0 in his freshman year. Making his 8th overall appearance, has thrown just over 7 innings this year due to the delayed comeback from his torn ACL during his senior basketball season down there in Southern Indiana at Lanesville High School. 2 balls and a strike to Gallatin, the DH, who singled his first time up, then got thrown out trying to steal second. And a 2-0 misses high and away, 3-1. Brendan, a very happy young man last night, a big IU basketball fan, so with top recruit Romeo Langford deciding to join the Hoosier basketball program upcoming this fall, Brendan and the rest of the IU basketball fans very happy. And also happy for a fellow Southern Indiana native as well. 3-1 up high to Gallatin for a walk. And that's the 3rd inning in a row that the leadoff man has reached base safely here for Manchester. So a walk to Gallatin. Booth in the first 3 innings, no runs, 4 hits. And no strikeouts. Booby, the right-hander, out of the stretch to Nepper. Powerful left-handed bat. To the outside corner goes Brendan. That's a called strike. Second one misses. Ball 1. Nepper 1 for 1 tonight with a single. Way in front of that one, and that will be fouled to the parking lot. Makes the count 1 ball, 2 strikes to the left fielder Nepper. 31 hits, 8 doubles, 3 home runs. The 3 home runs the best for Manchester this season. And the 1-2 up high evens it up at 2 apiece. Nepper comes into the day batting .333, slugging .516. He's driven in 17 runs this year. No outs, man at first after a walk. And the 2-2 breaking ball will just nick the corner. Nicely done from Booby. There's the first strikeout of the day and the first out here at the top of the 4th for Manchester.
How about the catcher, Matt?
A definite jolt of energy for the Taylor dugout when head coach Kyle Gould told them that they would not only be hosting an opening round national tournament site, be one of the 9 host sites for the opening round of the national tournament, but also that would mean that they are guaranteed to get into the national stage. First one to Pritz misses. He grounded into the 5-4-3 double play back in the second. He will swing mightily and miss mightily here. It's 1-1. So Taylor will host The 1-1. Curveball off the end of the bat towards Atkins and right, jogging in. He was playing way back and sort of land in for a bloop single with 1 out. First and second here for Manchester as they put 2 men on for the first time here tonight.
Now batting third baseman Joe Henschel.
This is also the first time that they have put a runner on second base tonight. And we'll see what Joe Henschel, the third baseman, can do here. Booby out of the stretch. First and second with 1 gone. Comes inside with a slow-moving curveball. And that's a strike. Henschel singled through the right side of the infield, his only time up so far tonight. First and second here for Manchester. Back to the curveball goes Booby. That one just above the letters. 1-1. Christian McGill, the defensive switch. He now plays left field in place of Wyatt Whitman. That one lined towards the area of left field, but that one will sail foul out of play. A ball and 2 strikes to the third baseman, Joe Henschel. With men at first and second, Manchester looking for their first run here the night of this 9-inning contest, down by 10. 1-2 from Booby. That one lined to the end of the Taylor dugout. Everyone dives for cover, and they are A-OK. Still a ball and 2 strikes for the third baseman, Henschel. Batted .316 coming into today. He'll swing and miss. That one bounces away from Sanders up the first base line. And that one will be an out with a runner at first base. So a drop third strike moves the runners up to second and third. But there are now 2 outs here in the top of the fourth for Manchester. So Booby trying to get out of his first inning of work with no runs on the board. Second and third here for Manchester. And a curveball will find its way in there against Isaiah Knight-Narrison. Knight-Narrison singling or hitting to a fielder's choice to end the second inning. And the fastball from Booby bounces in to even it up at 1 apiece. We do want to pass along our congratulations to the Taylor women's golf team for winning their second straight Crossroads League championship today. Top finisher for the Trojans, freshman Nicole Jung, finishing 1 shot back in second. 1-1 from Booby. Covered up by Sanders. Now puts Knight-Narrison ahead 2-1. Leadoff walk from Joe Gallatin. He now stands at third. A single from Matt Pritz with 1 out. He is now standing at second. No runs so far from Manchester here in the top of the fourth of this 9-inning contest. Booby out of the full windup. He's behind 2-1 here with 2 outs. The pitch. Fastball just below the knees, and now he falls behind 3-1 with the open base over there at third. The 3-1. The bells chiming in the background, and that one fouled out to our right. Full count to Isaiah Knight-Narrison with men standing at second and third. 2 outs at the top of the fourth, and that one sails in high, slipped out of the hands of the freshman right-hander Booby. Now the base is all full here for Manchester.
Center fielder Alec Trichak.
So base is full, 2 outs for the center fielder Alec Trichak. Lefty center fielder, that one inside offering from Booby, covered up by Sanders for a ball. Trichak singled to right his first time up. The second one. Popped up to the infield. Foul territory, Sanders called off by the third baseman Taggart. And even though Manchester able to load him up, no damage done as we head to the bottom of the fourth. Taylor still up 10-0. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Founded in 1950, Central Indiana Orthopedics began its tradition of offering compassionate expert treatment for patients with bone, joint, and muscle injuries and conditions. CIO doctors and staff continue that tradition today and provide specialized care in the following areas: ankle, back, elbow, foot, hand, hip, joint replacement and revision, knee, neck, physical medicine and rehabilitation, shoulder, spine, sports medicine, and wrist. CIO has locations in Anderson, Elwood, Fishers, Marion, Muncie, and Portland. The Anderson, Muncie, and Fishers offices also have walk-in clinics for acute injuries less than 2 weeks old, which do not require a referral or appointment. The doctors and specialized staff of CIO proudly serve as the official team doctors for Taylor University, as well as several area high schools and universities. To make an appointment or find out other information about Central Indiana Orthopedics, they can be reached at 800-622-6575 or at ciocenter.com.
Ten 0 the Taylor lead as they bat here in the bottom of the fourth. Weiss, Atkins, Kennedy, and the first one to Weiss is a strike. The two men leading this inning off are both 2 for 2, and they both had identical hits. And now Weiss might go 3 for 3 with 3 doubles. He will go 3 for 3, that one all the way to the right center field fence. And now Weiss will find an extra gear trying to leg out a triple. The relay throw, diving head first. And did the ball pop out of the glove? It did not. The tag was late. So Weiss 3 for 3, double, and now a triple. And now they'll bring up Atkins, who's 2 for 2 tonight with a pair of 2-run home runs, with an opportunity to go 3 for 3 in that category thanks to the Weiss leadoff triple. And much
Great fielder, Jerry Atkins.
Weiss right now, along with Atkins, the only two men that have scored each of the times they've reached base safely today. And Atkins will line this one back to the top of the netting. Foul ball. Out of the 12 hits tonight for the Trojans, 8 have gone for extra bases, 4 have left the park. And Atkins has had a hand in 2 of those home runs, homering with a 2-run variety in the first and the second. He bats here in the fourth. This one popped way up. Foul territory, third base side. And there's the catch for Joe Henschel. First time Atkins has been retired here tonight. 1 gone for TU, bottom of the fourth. And they still lead by 10. Freshman Colin Fotenhauer warming up right now for the Trojans in the bullpen. This brings up the first baseman, Andrew Kennedy. Curveball up high for a ball. Andrew and his roommate Brian Fields will be featured in a Trojan Sports Network video feature coming up here the next week. We shot it about 2 weeks ago. Second pitch, below the knees, makes it 2-0. And the premise of it, we're not going to give it all away because we obviously want you to watch it. But you'll see how the worlds of dance and baseball intertwine in this video feature. If that's enough, not enough to get you to click play, I don't know what will. But it's Andrew Kennedy, Brian Fields, and how we intertwine the world of dance and the world of college baseball. 2-0 off the end of the bat, and that one will go foul. 2 balls and a strike to Kennedy, who's 1 for 2 here so far tonight, singling his last time up. Brett Lawson waits on deck. Leadoff man is Sam Weiss. After his triple, he still remains over there at third base. 1 out, bottom of the fourth. Taylor up 10-0. Van Pelt out of the stretch. Ground ball left side. Scoring from third will be Weiss. They'll retire Kennedy over at first. His first RBI of the night. 2 outs for Taylor here in the fourth, but they now lead 11-0. Taylor offense scored 24 runs yesterday. They've scored now at least 11 in their last 3 games. A 14-4 win over St. Francis this past Saturday. Lawson to left field, and now he will drop in the 13th hit of the night for TU. Lawson's first hit, he's 1 for 3. And for the 4th inning in a row, the Trojans have collected at least one 2-out hit. They scored 4 runs with 2 outs in the first after a strike 'em out, throw 'em out, and then put up 2 more with 2 gone in the second. Unable to do anything with 2 outs in the third, but again, they've collected at least one 2-out hit, which bodes well as the Trojans get ready for the league tournament starting on Friday afternoon. Man on for Alex Sanders. A solo home run, his first time up in the second. We'll send this one back to left field. Was he too far in front of it? Yes, by a foot. He popped out to the second baseman his last time up. So it's Lawson with a 2-out single over at first. To the outside part of the plate, Sanders checks the swing, and it drops in to make it 0-2. (11-0) the Taylor lead, 1 run here in the bottom of the 4th. Van Pelt the 0-2. The first ball and a curveball up high. A win tonight for TU would move them to 26-2 here at home, and also give them a program record 41st victory to just 12 setbacks. 8 of those losses by 1 run as Sanders will swing and miss on a curveball inside. We've played 4 innings from Taylor University, and the Trojans lead 11-0. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Founded in 1950, Central Indiana Orthopedics began its tradition of offering compassionate expert treatment for patients with bone, joint, and muscle injuries and conditions. CIO doctors and staff continue that tradition today and provide specialized care in the following areas: ankle, back, elbow, foot, hand, hip, joint replacement and revision, knee, neck, physical medicine and rehabilitation, shoulder, spine, sports medicine, and wrist. CIO has locations in Anderson, Elwood, Fishers, Marion, Muncie, and Portland. The Anderson, Muncie, and Fishers offices also have walk-in clinics for acute injuries less than 2 weeks old, which do not require a referral or appointment. The doctors and specialized staff of CIO proudly serve as the official team doctors for Taylor University, as well as several area high schools and universities. To make an appointment or find out other information about Central Indiana Orthopedics, they can be reached at 800-622-6575 or at ciocenter.com.
Third pitcher in for the Trojans here tonight will be freshman right-hander Colin Fotenauer, who got a fresh haircut a couple of days ago, cut off those long black locks. Fotenauer, freshman, 6'2", from Lamont, Illinois. A fastball to the outside half, called for a strike against Penarski, the shortstop. Colin, appearing in his 4th game in a year, has thrown in just 3 innings so far. No record of note. 1 strikeout, 2 hits, no runs allowed. He's faced 11 batters coming in. Count evens at 1-1. Penarski reached on a fielder's choice, his only time up so far tonight, and that one will be fouled to the backstop. Penarski then back to the top of the order, and LaFollette and Smith. Taylor up 11-0, 5 hits for Manchester here tonight, 11 for TU. And Penarski will pop this one up to right. Atkins jogs in, underneath, and out number 1. So we go back to the top of the order, and Tyler LaFollette, the right fielder. LaFollette 0 for 2 today, reaching on a fielder's choice back in the 3rd. Fastball from Fotenauer low and away for a ball. Nobody on, one out, top of the fifth. Big crowd here on hand tonight for the regular season finale for the Taylor Trojans. Fotenauer's fastball comes high and inside to LaFollette, makes it 2-0. 13 hits for TU this evening for their 11 runs. 5 hits, no runs so far for the Spartans of Manchester University. The third one will find the zone, 2-1 to LaFollette. Comes in with a .357 overall or batting average, 9 doubles, 2 triples, and a home run. This one will just get over the netting. And there are the oohs and ahs again of a foul ball dangerously close to a car. 2-2 to LaFollette. Nobody on, one out. And this one will be back to the parking lot again. People crane their necks. They stand up. They look. And everything's A-OK. No dangerous crash noise. No dent noise, which is always good. And no groans from the fans down here as Fotenauer fires in a 2-2 for a called strike 3. And there are 2 gone for Manchester here in the top half of the fifth. That'll bring up Christian Smith, who has flown out to Sam Weiss both of his times at the plate here so far tonight. First pitch. Breaking ball in there for a strike. 11-0 the Taylor lead. Nobody on, 2 outs. The 0-1. Off the end of the bat and foul to Smith. Smith, the junior from Fortville, Indiana. And the 0-2. Curveball inside, leading out of the way is Smith, 1-2. As someone changing a baby on the bleachers to our left. The 1-2. And that one low, covered up by Sanders. Evens the count up at 2-2. Smith 0 for 2 tonight, as we mentioned, flying out to center both times. As he bats out of the number 2 spot here tonight, playing second base for the visiting Manchester Spartans. 2-2 the pitch. Swing and a miss, and Fotenauer comes in and gets 2 strikeouts in a 1-2-3 inning here in the visiting side of the fifth. We head to the home half of the 5th inning, and Taylor up 11-0. This is Taylor's Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Founded in 1950, Central Indiana Orthopedics began its tradition of offering compassionate expert treatment for patients with bone, joint, and muscle injuries and conditions. CIO doctors and staff continue that tradition today and provide specialized care in the following areas: ankle, back, elbow, foot, hand, hip, joint replacement and revision, knee, neck, physical medicine and rehabilitation, shoulder, spine, sports medicine, and wrist. CIO has locations in Anderson, Elwood, Fishers, Marion, Muncie, and Portland. The Anderson, Muncie, and Fishers offices also have walk-in clinics for acute injuries less than 2 weeks old, which do not require a referral or appointment. The doctors and specialized staff of CIO proudly serve as the official team doctors for Taylor University, as well as several area high schools and universities. To make an appointment or find out other information about Central Indiana Orthopedics, they can be reached at 800-622-6575 or at ciocenter.com.
New pitcher in for Manchester is Nick Rush, and then Christian McGill will send this one to deep left field. It'll be hitting off the warning track. As not able to make the catch is Eric Nepper. McGill already on his way over to third base. He's in there standing up as Nepper on the warning track collided with one of the posts for the fence. The leadoff man on here and Christian McGill, the left fielder, replacing Wyatt Whitman. So a leadoff triple for Weiss an inning ago, and now McGill stands at third. Here to lead off the bottom half of the 5th.
Now batting shortstop Josh Lane.
Shortstop Josh Lane will bounce this one foul. Snagged by third base and head coach Kyle Gould. Lane 1 for 3 tonight, a single and a run scored in the second. He only batted once as the Trojans batted around there their second time up. And Rush will miss away 1-1. Rush appearing in just his third game of the year, has an 0-1 overall record. 2 1/3 innings tossed. And that one out of play to the right, foul. And you can tell by the oohs and ahs that someone's car has just been hit by a foul ball. One and two, nobody on. McGill standing at third on the triple to lead this bottom of the fifth off. Out of the stretch, Rush, his curveball up high, 2-2. 9 extra base hits for the Trojans. Trojans out of their 14 here so far tonight. 2-2 to Lane. And that one popped up to the right side of the park. Coming in is LaFollette. Makes the catch. Tagging is McGill. Here comes a throw. A nice one. It pulls the catcher off of his line, and Pritz, and McGill scores on the sac fly. And Taylor increases their lead to 12-0 here in the fifth inning. And that brings up Nathan Taggart, who's made some nice plays over at third base tonight. He's also swung the bat extremely well tonight as well. To the left side it goes. He's not been retired so far tonight. That might change here, and it will on a 5-3 putout by Joe Henschel, the third baseman. Before that, Taggart 2 for 2 with a walk. And now a pinch hitter coming in. Might be the new DH, Austin Medica, batting for the DH, Tanner Watson.
Now batting the DH, Austin Medica.
2 outs, no one on for the lefty, Austin Medica. Medica comes in with a batting average of .250. 23 hits and 92 at-bats. 4 doubles, a triple, and a pair of home runs for the Texas native this season. First one for a strike, second one inside on the shoelaces, 1-1. Weiss waits on deck, the 1-1. Swing and a miss on a curveball, nicely thrown there by Rush. And Medica falls behind, 1 ball, 2 strikes. 12-0, the Taylor lead on the sac fly here in the bottom of the fifth. 1-2, and Medica, a pinch hit single to center with 2 outs. That is the 5th inning in a row where Taylor has garnered at least 1 hit with 2 outs. And that brings up the hottest bat in the order here so far for the Trojans. Center fielder Sam Weiss, a blistering 3 for 3 tonight, all on extra bases. He homered yesterday, and his bat continues to be engulfed in flames here tonight against Manchester. Medica the lead over at first with 2 outs, and the fastball low from Rush for a ball. 2 RBI double for Weiss in the first, a double in the second, and then a triple to lead things off an inning ago in the fourth. He has come around to score all 3 times so far tonight. And the 1-0 fastball makes it 2-0. Below the knees this time. Rush out of the stretch. Medica safe lead at first. That one almost hits Weiss in the bicep. 3 balls, no strikes. Fourth pitch. That'll be a 4-pitch walk as Weiss reaches base safely for the 4th time here tonight. Puts him in at first and second for Jared Atkins.
Now batting right field is Jared Atkins.
Jared 2 for 3 so far tonight. That's a fan down there cheering on Jared Atkins at the plate. Not very often you hear a senior called a young fella, but Jared does have those boyish good looks. A pair of 2-run homers for the right fielder tonight in the first and second inning. Then popped out in foul territory his last time up. Looping curveball there from Rush. Up high, 1-1. Brian Fields, the Taylor first baseman, waits on deck. 2 outs and 2 men on for Atkins, the right fielder. Taylor up 12-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. Just getting a piece of that one as Jared off the end of the bat makes the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2. Atkins will sky this one, pulling it foul. That lands on the bleachers over at Turner Stadium. Medica at second. Weiss at first. 2 outs and Atkins down to the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Taylor batting here in the 5th. Curveball and Atkins will just foul it off to stay alive. If you weren't with us at the beginning of our broadcast, the Trojans were selected as one of the 4 opening round sites for the national tournament coming up in a couple of weeks, which also means that the Trojans will automatically go to the NAI national tournament for the 3rd time since 2013. The 1-2. Curveball again through the left side. Snagged at the hip. And a nice, oh, nope. Dropped at the second baseman. Should have been out number 3. A nice play there from the shortstop Penarski, but the second baseman Smith drops it. And now the base is juiced for Brian Fields, the first baseman. Third inning, third error of the night, I should say, for Manchester, as Fields will bat for the first time after entering at first in the top half of this 5th inning. Rush to the outside corner, taken for a strike. Fields comes into the day 4 for 13, batting average of .308 here in his sophomore season. Sits back on an 0-1 curveball, fouling it away. Brian, a guy that we talked about on Saturday during the last game of the weekend series with St. Francis, a guy that has a ton of potential that was just white hot during the fall before breaking his wrist. 0-2, opposite way pop-up down the right field line. A couple players hustling after it. And making the catch is the right fielder Tyler LaFollette. So the Trojans load him up here in the bottom of the 5th. They do score 1 run, however. We head to the 6th. The Trojans up 12-0 with a couple of defensive changes coming your way after this commercial break. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Founded in 1950, Central Indiana Orthopedics began its tradition of offering compassionate expert treatment for patients with bone, joint, and muscle injuries and conditions. CIO doctors and staff continue that tradition today and provide specialized care in the following areas: ankle, back, elbow, foot, hand, hip, joint replacement and revision, knee, neck, physical medicine and rehabilitation, shoulder, spine, sports medicine, and wrist. CIO has locations in Anderson, Elwood, Fishers, Marion, Muncie, and Portland. The Anderson, Muncie, and Fishers offices also have walk-in clinics for acute injuries less than 2 weeks old, which do not require a referral or appointment. The doctors and specialized staff of CIO proudly serve as the official team doctors for Taylor University, as well as several area high schools and universities. To make an appointment or find out other information about Central Indiana Orthopedics, they can be reached at 800-622-6575 or at ciocenter.com.
Right-hander Justin Pettit, the fourth pitcher used here by the Trojans today. The third one out of the bullpen as he replaces the one inning of work from Colin Fotenauer. Pettit a 3.55 ERA. Ninth appearance overall, a 1-0 overall record, and 12 2/3 innings thrown. He's allowed 15 hits, 5 runs all earned. And the count 2 balls and a strike to the DH, Joe Gallatin. Gallatin, Knepper, and Pritz. And this one will leave a dent in our lovely press box. We look over in the booth to our right. Everybody okay? 2-2 inside, and that makes the count now full. Gallatin, Knepper, and Pritz, as we mentioned. Gallatin has reached base safely the 2 times he's been up here so far tonight. A single and a walk. He was thrown out trying to steal second, however. This one off the end of the bat, it ticks off the mask of Alex Sanders, the catcher. And the count remains full. 12-0 the Taylor lead. Here is Manchester bats in the top half of the 6th. 5 hits for the Spartans tonight. They've put runners at second and third just once so far tonight. The Trojans, meanwhile, have had 15 hits, 9 extra base hits, including 4 home runs. 3-2. Off the end of the bat, just getting a piece of it, is Gallatin. And he stays alive to lead off the top half of the 6th. Pettit's had a nice season this year for TU. Worked really hard during the summer, moving his way up from the JV squad a season ago. Payoff pitch again. There's that nasty curveball from the right-hander Pettit for a strikeout to start things off here in the 6th. Nice pitch there from the righty Pettit.
Now batting left fielder Eric Knepper.
1 out, no one on for the left fielder and the lefty bat, Eric Knepper. Check swing on a breaking ball from Pettit. Holds the bat back for a ball. Knepper 1 for 2 tonight with a single and a strikeout looking. Second one, that one lined right back, and people go diving with the protective netting right in front of their faces. A ball and a strike to the left fielder, Knepper. And that one in front of and pulled foul to the very end of the parking lot. One ball, 2 strikes to Knepper, the left fielder. And that curveball will miss the outside corner. And the lefty Knepper will get ready for a 2-2 pitch from the right-handed throwing Justin Pettit. Regular season finale here for TU. Manchester with still a couple more regular season games on the docket before their league tournament starts. And a 2-2 fouled out to our left. We look down, we see interim track and field head coach Ted Bowers taking in a little baseball here tonight. He and the Trojans will start the Crossroads League Championships down in Indianapolis at Marian University starting on Thursday. Starting on Thursday. Breaking ball, Pettit will miss away once again, 3-2. As they get ready to go to compete for a league championship. Payoff pitch from Pettit, and that one high, and that'll be a walk to Knepper. Second time he's reached base safely here tonight, just the second walk allowed by a Taylor pitcher here in the ball game.
Now batting the catcher, Matt Pritz.
1 out, 1 on for Matt Pritz, the catcher. Pritz out of LaPorte, Indiana. Right-handed bat with the all-black cleats. Fastball that Pritz will foul to our right. Pritz into the 5-4-3 double play in the second, single to right in the 4th. As he bats for the 3rd time here right now. Second one from Pettit. Ground ball left side, an opportunity to turn 2. Taggart to second. Cody Tate bobbling with it over to first, and there's the second 5-4-3 double play here from the Trojans tonight. We enter the home half of the sixth, and Taylor up 12-0. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Founded in 1950, Central Indiana Orthopedics began its tradition of offering compassionate expert treatment for patients with bone, joint, and muscle injuries and conditions. CIO doctors and staff continue that tradition today and provide specialized care in the following areas: ankle, back, elbow, foot, hand, hip, joint replacement and revision, knee, neck, physical medicine and rehabilitation, shoulder, spine, sports medicine, and wrist. CIO has locations in Anderson, Elwood, Fishers, Marion, Muncie, and Portland. The Anderson, Muncie, and Fishers offices also have walk-in clinics for acute injuries less than 2 weeks old, which do not require a referral or appointment. The doctors and specialized staff of CIO proudly serve as the official team doctors for Taylor University, as well as several area high schools and universities. To make an appointment or find out other information about Central Indiana Orthopedics, they can be reached at 800-622-6575 or at ciocenter.com.
Cody Tate, the new second baseman for TU, will lead off this bottom half of the sixth, as he gets a joyous applause from the fans down below us. Land that one will almost take the head off of Nick Rush. One pitch is all Tate needs, and he singles to center. And that'll bring up his buddy Alex Sanders here in the home half of the sixth, and Taylor up 12-0.
Yes, sir, we on 100 right now. I'm on 100. Yes, sir, I'm on 100 right now.
Now batting the catcher, Alex Sanders.
Sanders, one of only 2 Trojans still in the lineup from the start of today's contest. Actually make it 3. He, Taggart, and Jared Atkins. Everybody else that started in the field has been changed around a little bit. A strike to Sanders. Curveball in there at the knees, and that puts the Taylor catcher down 0-2. Alex 1 for 3 tonight, had the solo home run in the second, then popped down and struck out his last 2 times up. We're in the home half of the sixth. Taylor up 12-0 on 16 hits. A win tonight would be their 41st win of the year, the most in a single season in program history. And a good eye by Sanders on the 0-2. With Cody Tate, a leadoff single to center, standing over at first base. The 1-2 from Rush. Lined into left, but a good jump and a good catch there from the left fielder, Eric Nepper. Out number 1 for TU here in the sixth. Back to the top we go, and Christian McGill batting for the second time here tonight.
Now batting left fielder, Christian McGill.
McGill a triple to lead off the fifth. He bats with 1 out here in the sixth. A fastball at the knees for a called strike. Christian came in today batting .256, but is a guy that has a lot of promise in the years to come here for TU. First one a strike, this one to the right center field gap. And a good one will drop in for extra bases. Tate being urged to hustle around. He's on his horse trying to score from first. McGill trying to get his back-to-back triple. He slides in again. That scores Tate from first, and McGill with back-to-back triples here tonight for the Trojans in his first 2 at-bats. Increases the Taylor lead to 13-0 here in the sixth.
Now batting the shortstop, Tanner Colby.
So Colby came in to replace Lane at short the top half of the sixth inning. And a curveball will come inside to the lefty freshman for a called strike. Colby enters the day batting .289, playing his 45th game this season. 0-1. And another curveball makes it 0-2. Kyle Kelsheimer waits on deck for the Trojans. 1 out and a runner at third for Colby. Down 0-2. The pitch off the end of the bat, and that one will go to the netting. Colby coming off the bench here tonight after starting at second base for the last handful of weeks for TU. 0-2 from Rush. Above the letters 1 and 2. Good eye from the freshman Colby. RBI triple from McGill. He stands over at third base. He's 2 for 2 tonight with a pair of triples. 10 extra base hits for Taylor tonight. And then Colby swings and misses at the 1-2. 2 gone for Taylor, and Kyle Kelsheimer will come up to bat.
Pitch hitting for Taylor, number 23, Kyle Kelsheimer.
First at-bat of the year for Kyle Kelsheimer. He's stolen 23 bases and scored 30 runs as a primary pinch runner this season. And 23 in white steps up for his first at-bat this season. Fastball up high from Rush, taken for a ball. McGill stands at third, 2 outs for Taylor here in the 6th. They lead 13-0, trying to win their 41st game of the year, which would be a program record. Second one, Kyle Kelsheimer chops it away, 1-1. Medica, the DH, waits on deck as Rob Fox warms up in the Taylor pen. Trojans trying to set their rotation before this weekend's Crossroads League tournament. So that's why Fox will be the 5th different pitcher used for TU here today, the 4th one coming out of the bullpen. 1 ball, 1 strike to Kelsheimer. No official at-bats this season. And the curveball makes it 1-2. Good looking pitch there from Rush. Two outs, and Medica stands at, or excuse me, McGill stands at third. Medica, the man on deck. 1-2 from Rush out of the windup. Curveball that Kelsheimer fouls to the parking lot. The 1-2 to Kelsheimer again. Steps back and will rope this one to deep left field, and that one will land at the bottom of the fence. Kelsheimer adjusting his batting helmet. He's in there with an RBI double. Congratulations, all the bound from the Taylor dugout to our left. An RBI double from Kelsheimer that lands at the bottom of the fence, and Taylor increases their lead to 14-0. So the first at-bat of the year for Kelsheimer goes pretty well. An RBI double.
The DH, Austin Medica.
And here comes Austin Medica. And Taylor up 14-0. Ground ball right side. First base coach Rudy Atkinson hops out of the way. The Hall of Famer still agile down there at first. Kelsheimer's RBI double puts him at second. And then Medica will fight off an 0-1. No balls and 2 strikes. As Kelsheimer back in kind of his natural habitat of sorts out on the bases after collecting his first hit of the year and his first official at-bat. Jonathan Foster, the man on deck, the man who took over in center field for Sam Weiss in the top half of the 6th. The 0-2 to Medica, the DH. That one high, gets away from the catcher Pritz, and Kelsheimer will easily jog down to third. Crowd down below us still stuck around, even though the lopsided score. 1-2, and Medica fights it off, going up the first base line. It remains 1-2. Kelsheimer at third after the wild pitch. Medica's fought off a couple 1-2s from Rush. Here comes another one. High and away, 2-2. Jonathan Foster, the man to follow Medica if he can reach base safely here. The 2-2. And Medica out in front of that one once again, pulls it foul up the first base line. (14-0) the Taylor lead. They've scored 2 here in the 6th. They've had 18 hits here on the night so far. 2-2 to Medica off the end of the bat. That one will score Kelsheimer from third. Single into right, and now Medica trying to turn it into a double as he finds an extra gear. Slides in with another extra base hit for the Trojans tonight. Make it a 15-0 Taylor lead as Jonathan Foster will step in. And now Medica stands at second after the RBI double.
How about center fielder Jonathan Foster?
Foster fouls off the first one here. 13th extra base hit for Taylor tonight out of their 19 hits on the evening. And they've had at least 1 2-out hit here in all innings tonight as they bat here in the bottom of the 6th. So Foster will bat for the first time tonight. Jonathan 0 for 6 on the year. He, like Kelsheimer, has been used primarily as a courtesy runner this season and a pinch runner. The 0-1. He'll swing and miss at the curveball, now down 0-2. Foster, 6'2" freshman, 155 pounds from Columbus, Ohio. Medica the man at second after the RBI double. 0-2 to Foster. Rush delivers and gets Foster to swing on a curveball. We played 6 here from Winterholder Field, and the Trojans lead 15-0. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Founded in 1950, Central Indiana Orthopedics began its tradition of offering compassionate expert treatment for patients with bone, joint, and muscle injuries and conditions. CIO doctors and staff continue that tradition today and provide specialized care in the following areas: ankle, back, elbow, foot, hand, hip, joint replacement and revision, knee, neck, physical medicine and rehabilitation, shoulder, spine, sports medicine, and wrist. CIO has locations in Anderson, Elwood, Fishers, Marion, Muncie, and Portland. The Anderson, Muncie, and Fishers offices also have walk-in clinics for acute injuries less than 2 weeks old, which do not require a referral or appointment. The doctors and specialized staff of CIO proudly serve as the official team doctors for Taylor University, as well as several area high schools and universities. To make an appointment or find out other information about Central Indiana Orthopedics, they can be reached at 800-622-6575 or at ciocenter.com.
So 2 more defensive switches here for the Trojans. Rob Fox will come in to pitch for TU. He's the 5th pitcher used overall tonight. One of his other fellow pitchers out here as well, it's Matt Patton. One of the guys who's in the handful of guys in competition to be named the Crossroads League Pitcher of the Year.
How about third baseman Joe Henschel?
Will take over at second base, and he does the traditional handshake with Tanner Colby, the shortstop, as Patton replaces Cody Tate, who now moves over to third to replace Taggart. So our only 2 starters from the beginning of this game are the catcher Alex Sanders and the right fielder, that would be Jared Atkins. So the defense will reset it. Christian McGill in left, Jonathan Foster in center, Jared Atkins, as we mentioned, in right. Cody Tate is at third. Tanner Colby is at short. Matt Patton, the slick fielding pitcher, is over at second. Brian Fields at first. And Alex Sanders is behind the plate. And now Fox goes ahead 0-2 to Joe Henschel, the third baseman. Fox a 2.14 ERA coming in. 1-1 are the overall record. A middle reliever making his 25th appearance of the year. And that one will get away 1-2. Had a chance, as we talked during the Goshen series before the NFL draft, with Fox being a big Notre Dame football fan and a big Indianapolis Colts fan. He was very delighted to see the Indianapolis NFL team take Quentin Nelson out of the first round of last week. Ground ball left side. Colby backhands, throws one across on the run. Fields trying to pick. That one will bounce away from him and go all the way to the fence. Hustling over to second will be Henschel. He's in there standing up. And the leadoff batter on here for Manchester. First error committed tonight by the Trojans.
Now batting first baseman Isaiah Knight, Narrowsville.
And the first one from Fox, low and away. For a ball to the first baseman, Isaiah Knight and Harrison. So it goes down as a single for Henschel and a throwing error on the shortstop, Colby. Runner at second here for Manchester. This one sent towards Foster in center. He's underneath for one out. And that'll bring up the center fielder, Alec Trejak. Or Trejak, excuse me.
Center fielder Alec Trejak.
Six hits for Manchester tonight. Had runners at second and third. This is their third runner standing in scoring position here so far this evening. Runner goes down to third. Good throw from Sanders and a nice tag from Tate. That'll be the second runner that Sanders has thrown out tonight. Had the open lane with the lefty Trejak at the plate. And there's out number 2 as Henschel caught stealing. Second runner that Sanders has caught tonight. A ball to count to Trejak, the center fielder. 1 for 2 so far this evening. Open stance for the lefty center fielder. Outside part of the plate, breaking ball from Fox will miss. Let's make it 2 balls, no strikes. Fox out of the stretch. The righty delivers to the outside corner again, and this time it'll find the zone. 2-1 to Trejak. As it looks like Cole Barkus warming up for TU in the bullpen right now, as again the Trojans trying to get that rotation all set before Friday's Crossroads League tournament opener. And back to the outside corner, Fox goes. He finds it to level at 2-2 against the lefty Trejak. Excuse me. Nobody on, 2 outs, top of the 7th. The pitch from Fox. Ground ball right side and foul. Taylor with plenty of opportunities for who their Game 1 starter will be on Friday against an opponent that will be finalized tonight after the league schedule comes to a completion. 2-2. Ground ball to the right side. There's Fields at first. Takes it on the bounce. Jogs to first for out number 3. And so that'll do it. The Trojans will run rule Manchester tonight and win tonight's ball game by a final of 15-0. We'll take a break and come back with the Ivanhoe's postgame show after this commercial break. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Founded in 1950, Central Indiana Orthopedics began its tradition of offering compassionate expert treatment for patients with bone, joint, and muscle injuries and conditions. CIO doctors and staff continue that tradition today and provide specialized care in the following areas: ankle, back, elbow, foot, hand, hip, joint replacement and revision, knee, neck, physical medicine and rehabilitation, shoulder, spine, sports medicine, and wrist. CIO has locations in Anderson, Elwood, Fishers, Marion, Muncie, and Portland. The Anderson, Muncie, and Fishers offices also have walk-in clinics for acute injuries less than 2 weeks old, which do not require a referral or appointment. The doctors and specialized staff of CIO proudly serve as the official team doctors for Taylor University, as well as several area high schools and universities. To make an appointment or find out other information about Central Indiana Orthopedics, they can be reached at 800-622-6575 or at ciocenter.com.
Your heart? Well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 6 different levels of membership for you to choose from. You can join for as low as $100 all the way up to the athletic director level for $1,500. Each level receives premiums, complimentary season tickets, as well as gifts from the athletic department. Members also receive special recognition during halftime of the annual Silent Night game. In recent years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics, like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-5311 or log on to athletics.taylor.edu and search Trojan Club. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student athletes.
Since opening in the late 1980s, the Maddox Family Dental Center has been focusing on providing the highest quality dental care for their patients. Children to adults can receive a full-service treatment to meet their dental needs. The Maddox Family Dental Center has 2 locations in Hartford City and Dunkirk and always welcomes new patients. The Maddox Family Dental Center, a proud corporate partner of Taylor University Athletics.
Welcome back here to Winterholder Field. This is the Ivanhoe's postgame show, and
Taylor wins tonight by a score of 15-0 to get their program best 41st victory of the season. We bring in the head coach of the Trojans, Kyle Gould. And Kyle, what does it mean to win a program best 41 games here in 2018? A lot of big news coming today. Obviously, hosting the national opening round, guaranteed a berth, and now you get 41. Now you get 41 wins here in 2018, most ever in a season in Taylor history.
Well, I think it's like I said before. It's a tribute to the consistency these guys have played with and how just how good they've been every day. And we started in January. You know, we're in Florida, and so we've been going a long time. And their effort has been so consistent. And I think that it's just a tribute to that. We've beaten. You know, it's like you to win a lot of games. You got to hit good pitching, bad pitching, average pitching, and same thing all the way around. And so it's just a tribute to that. So.
Offense got going early. You had to strike him out, throw him out there in the bottom of the first. But then in every inning tonight, you guys were at the plate. You collected at least 1 2-out hit. You had 13 extra base hits tonight, 4 home runs. What does it mean to get the offense going like it was tonight as you look forward to the start of the tournament Friday?
Well, I mean, 13 extra base hits in 6 innings is a kind of a crazy number, right?
That is a lot.
I think what it did, it just shows the depth. You know, Alex Sanders, it's his first start of the year behind the plate, and you see he runs one out of here, and Kyle Kelsheimer takes his first at-bat of the year, and he almost hits a home run. And I think what it shows is just we have a lot of good players. And even pitching-wise, you know, Brendan and Trevor and Colin haven't thrown a lot lately, and they threw 5 shutout innings. I think it just shows the depth of our team, and sometimes you don't get to see that because kind of play the same guys, and guys play in their roles. But, you know, Cody Tate, big hit, Austin, some big hits. You just saw some guys who weren't playing all the time. And I think it's just, again, if you're going to win 41 games, you got to have a lot of good players, and I think that really showed up tonight.
Going forward, obviously there's some rain in the forecast for Friday, but what's the practice schedule look like as you guys get ready for potentially your first tournament game on Friday afternoon?
Yeah, so we'll practice tomorrow, especially with Thursday looking like it's going to rain. We'll just come out here, and we also got to do some stuff, get the field ready for the first 2 tournaments we're hosting. No, we'll just come out here, and guys, we'll just keep doing what we do and keep playing the way we play. And I think you saw some like real looseness out of the guys today, especially with the news that, hey, you're in, and they've earned that, right? Their season, they've earned at large. We just found out a little bit early, I guess. So, yeah, just come out and play, and then I think everything lined up fine with the pitching and everybody and getting ready for the tournament.
Kyle, thanks for the time. We'll talk to you on Friday. That's Kyle Gould, the Taylor head coach here joining us. The Trojans tried out 5 pitchers tonight. They win 15-0, 19 hits to Manchester 6. As we mentioned, they get a program best 41 wins here this season. We thank our producer on site today, TJ Swore, for pushing all the buttons for us today. We thank you folks for tuning in today as well. We'll talk to you on Friday when the Trojans hopefully are opening up the first game of the Crossroads League tournament. We do have the first round of the softball tournament tomorrow. We'd like to tune into that as well. The Trojans take on Mount Vernon Nazarene. That is a 3-6 matchup coming up at 3 o'clock tomorrow on the softball side. The Trojan baseball team will open up at 1 o'clock right now on Friday. For everyone here on the Trojan Sports Network, we wish you a good night from Upland, Indiana. This has been a presentation of Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.